Let's look at what we've learned from this video. We've learned about sand aquifers. In section 1, we made a sand aquifer and I showed you how water infiltrates, how groundwater flows, and what porosity is. We learned that in sand aquifers, water flows very slowly and it's filtered as it moves through the matrix, the sand. We also said that if a contaminant got into a sand aquifer, that it wouldn't travel very far from the site of the spill, and that we would be able to find the spill and clean it up. In section 2, we learned that here in San Antonio, we don't have a sand aquifer. We have a very different kind of aquifer called a karst aquifer. We learned that karst is a landscape formed by dissolution. Naturally acidic water from the atmosphere moves through the rock and dissolves out cavities, conduits, and caves. We learned how much faster infiltration is in karst and how much faster water flow is in karst. We also said that since water can infiltrate and flow so quickly in karst systems, often over a mile a day, that contamination in karst aquifers affects many more people than contamination in a sand aquifer. And in section 3, we learned about the very special aquifer here in San Antonio, the Edwards Aquifer. We learned about the 4 things that make it unique among all karst aquifers. First, the unique rock that has all the holes in it. Second, we learned about the Balcones Fault Zone that divides the aquifer into 3 zones: the contributing zone, the recharge zone, and the artesian zone. We learned that even among karst aquifers, the Edwards Aquifer has even higher flow rates than normal because of these 2 things. Third, we saw the interesting and unique life that lives inside the Edwards Aquifer, the salamanders, fish, and other life that lives in the aquifer. Finally, we learned that the Edwards Aquifer is even more unique because over 1 million people rely on it for their main source of water. This makes our interest in preserving the aquifer even greater. These are the 4 things that make the Edwards Aquifer one of the most unique karst aquifers in the entire world. If nothing else, having one of the most interesting karst aquifers in the world is reason enough to conserve and protect the Edwards Aquifer. If this movie serves only one point, then let it tell you this: that the Edwards Aquifer is a unique and delicate aquifer with a great need for protection.